Save money this summer with the wireless remote control electrical outlet switch from City. Affiliate link below. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is the Mundane Matt channel, and oh man, listen, hate crimes are something that everyone should work together to fight back against, right? Absolutely. Hate crimes are unacceptable. In current year, they shouldn't even be a thing. We should hopefully, it's been 50 years since Star Trek was created. You'd like to think that we would have all moved past racism and sexism and come together to unify as a species to then propel us to the stars because, quite frankly, fuck this gay earth. But when you come down to companies, tech companies with a very progressive mindset, creating tools to track hate crimes and then omitting conservative websites, that's a problem. Because it's not just people on the right or whomever or whatever that commit these kind of crimes. And it's so funny to see that Google is really just trying to go 1984 on this shit here. So saying here that Google and ProPublica have created a new tool that tracks hate crimes throughout the United States. Google News Lab is developing a new tool powered by machine learning titled By Documenting Hate News Ending, which tracks every hate crime reported across 50 states using data collected from February 2017 and onward. Now, it's where the data is collected from. I agree that something like this should exist. Using, yes, headlines and news stories going through the Google algorithm are a good way to track hate crimes, to make sure that we can find a way to maybe target and identify and isolate these incidences and then snuff them out so they don't happen. That's a good thing. That's a very good thing. But it's not, you cannot sit there with one type of ideology and expect it to be a non-flawed argument. The tool is being developed as part of Documenting Hate Project, which was launched in January by ProPublica. It is supported by news and other digital media, news organizations, universities, civil rights groups, including the Southern Poverty Law Center. The tool features a list of articles harvested from various largely left-leaning websites, including Huffington Post, BuzzFeed, Mike, Think Progress, and even the pro-Antifa publication Unicorn Booty. Unicorn Booty, if I remember correctly, they go to a lot of the Black Lives Matter protests and they document it, they live stream from there, from very much a pro-Black Lives Matter slant. So that's them. It runs Google News stories and filters them through Google's natural language analysis tool to confine the results to America, which is the whole point, which again is fine. The high-profile conservative websites like Fox News have little to no presence on the tool because they don't want to ever think that people like Antifa cause problems. One of my biggest anger, and I will say it, triggers right now are people on the left trying to denounce Antifa exists in the capacity that we know that they do. I am a left-leaning individual politically, and when I see my fellow patriots on the left sitting there going like, well, no, that's Antifa, they're just as a result to the alt-right white nationalists. They don't mean no harm. And then I show them video after video after video after video of Antifa antagonizing, attacking people that they disagree with politically, how anti-fascists are acting as fascists. Their response is, well, this is an isolated incident. But white nationalists, they're the real problem. That's the idea there, is that they dismiss one in order to demonize another. Or in some cases, they lionize Antifa as being this pure entity of, well, what did CNN say the other day? It was finding peace through violence or something, which is just like the most out there freaking thing ever. According to TechCrunch, Google is using the project as a starting point for documenting and studying hate crimes. The publication claims that despite the fact that the FBI documents hate crimes, crimes committed at the local and state levels are overlooked because they failed to report their own incidents, making the data incomplete at best. And that's true. I agree with that. There are a lot of things that don't get reported or don't get reported in the right way. And it would be a good tool for documenting and studying hate crimes. But to omit conservative websites that are legitimately covering these facts, and yes, we'll look at it from what people on the left do as a hate crime, and hate crimes exist. They exist. Doesn't matter what your ideology is. You could still be the victim of a hate crime, or you could be the perpetrator of a hate crime. But no. But by all means, continue, putting conservatives in that box and see if it doesn't get Trump a 2020 win. This is a problem with this kind of shit. It's when you don't treat equality as equality. You don't look at it as a two-way street. You treat it like it's on a pedestal above everything else, but only from your perspective. going on to say here that the feed is generated from news articles that cover events suggestive to hate crimes, bias, or abuse, such as anti-Semitic graffiti or local court reports about incidences, coming from Google News Lab data editor Simon Rogers, saying, and we are monitoring it to look out for errant stories that slip in, i.e. searches for phrases that just include the word hate. It hasn't happened yet, but we will be paying close attention. And then it says here that there's no word on how debunked hate crimes and hoaxes are filtered throughout the system. Because let's face it, as much as there are hate crimes these days, there are a lot of other ones that are hoaxes and falsehoods and just made up stories. We've seen this when it comes to false rape accusations multiple times. It's a falsehood, things that are made up in order to get that particular type of response, whether it's a GoFundMe or whether it's sympathy or whatever. These things exist. I'm not saying every reported crime is something that is manufactured or made up. I'm merely pointing out that these things exist, and therefore I'd like to know how this algorithm, how this learning machine is going to be able to calculate and process these particular instances. Is it going to add it to a list and then subtract it from a list if later on it's determined to be a hoax or just not real? These are things I'm also wondering, are they going to be, what's the word I want to use here? Manipulated by perhaps going and reading certain Twitter feeds or when it comes to, let's say, for example, Huffington Post. How much on Huffington Post are op-eds? How much on Huffington Post are just not actual journalism, but just op-eds of people telling their stories? And how much of those are we going to know are real or fake? We have no way of knowing. So what if they try to game the system by posting more of those type of stories talking about hate crimes from an anonymous perspective? Are those going to be tallied into it as well? These are things that I'm very curious to know about, because the last thing I want are people to get the wrong data about this kind of stuff. Hate crimes have no place in our society. Hate crimes have no place in our world. We shouldn't be doing that. We should be learning to love one another and accept our differences, even if we disagree with them. All right. Or trying to shout down horrible, terrible, shitty ideas in the public space instead of trying to beat people into submission. This is one of the reasons why when I look at a story like this, I get frustrated, because it does happen on many sides. But the media won't tell you that because they don't want to destroy their narrative. They can't destroy it, because if they do, then honestly, what else do they have besides just more damn fake news? Well, gang, that wraps up this video. Be sure to leave your thoughts below in the comments, as I love to read them. Also, if you guys want to support the channel, links below in the video description. We have Patreon, PayPal, Amazon affiliate in the beginning of the video, as well as Bitcoin now. During the apocalypse, anything helps. I greatly appreciate it. I will talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day. Peace out.